Hello kids, how are you all? So last time we studied different topics. Yes, we studied processing of wool, animal wool, some important information about different animals and their wool. Okay, today we will study something new, but before we start, let's revise all the topic whatever we studied in previous class. Yes, let's revise. And remember kids, if you have not attended the previous class, you can write down also in this class. Okay, I have shown you all the topic. First topic that we studied in previous class, fleece and wool bearing animal. So what is the meaning of fleece and wool bearing animals? So animals which have soft hair on their body, animals having fine soft hair, or you can say animals having fine soft fleece on their body are called wool bearing animals. Okay, and fleece and wool bearing animals like sheep, goat, camel, yak, etc. bear two type of hair. Yes, they bear two type of hair, coarse hair and fine soft under hair. Yes, they bear two type of hair, coarse hair and fine soft under hair. So fine soft hair is found close to the skin. Fine soft hair is found close to the skin in such animals. Yes, and coarse hair are found on the upper layer. Fine soft hair found at the bottom. Coarse hair found at the upper. And what is the meaning of fleece? And fleece, simple meaning we know, hair. Which hair? Fine soft under hair. Fine soft under hair of animal is called fleece. Yes, and fleece are found generally on the body of sheep, goat. Okay, I hope you found understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, next topic is animal wool. Okay, so point number 1, you can see on the screen, many breeds of sheep are found in India. Yes, different state of India, different breed of sheep is found. Yes, means different breed of sheep means different kind of sheep are found in different parts of India. Sheep gives us milk and meat. Yes, we know about it, but sheep also give us wool in addition to wool. But so that's why sheep are reared. Why do we rear the sheep? Because mainly to obtain wool. We know that sheep gives milk and milk and meat, but mainly sheep give us wool. So that's why we people rear the sheep in different parts of the world. Sheep wool is the most common wool. Next point is Angora wool. Yes, we get Angora wool from Angora goat. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goat of Jammu Kashmir, is soft, and it is soft wool which is used to make shawl. Yes. Okay. Next point, Angora goat are found in hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. Yes. Where do we found them? We find Angora goat in hilly regions. Yes, we can find Angora goats in hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. And Kashmiri goat, or you can call them Pashmina goat. Kashmiri goat, or you can call them Pashmina goat. We get Pashmina wool from Pashmina goat. We get Pashmina wool from Pashmina goat, or you can say Kashmiri goat. We get Pashmina wool from Kashmiri goat, and which is used to make Pashmina shawl. Yak wool is obtained from Pashmina. Yak wool is obtained from Tibet and Ladakh. Yes, Tibet and Ladakh. Which animals live in Tibet and Ladakh? Yak. Yak lives in Tibet and Ladakh, and from yak we get yak wool. Alpaca and llama found in South America also give us wool. Yes, camel hair is also used as wool. Camel hair is also used as wool. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Its next topic is rearing and breeding of sheep. Rearing and breeding of sheep. So why do we rear? How to rear? Why do we rear and how to rear? Okay, we know that we rear sheep to get milk, meat and wool. We know that we rear sheep. Why do we rear sheep? We rear sheep to get wool, milk and meat. Sheep are reared in many parts of our country. Point number 1, I am reading point number 1. Sheep are reared in many parts of our country like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Arunachal Pradesh. Yes. So these are the main states where ships are reared. These are the main states where ships are reared. So first state name is Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat. I already told about all these in previous class. Yes. And what does ship eat? What does ship eat? What does ship feed on? Sheep feed on grass, leaves. Yes. And they also eat mixture of pulses, mixture of corn, mixture of jawar, bajra, mixture of oil cake and minerals. And in winter, we keep them indoor, and they'll eat the feed on leaves, grain, dry food. And some breed of sheep have good quality of thick hair on their body, which yield good quality wool in large quantity. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. So kids, last time we also studied about processing of wool. Yes, there are total 6 steps of processing of wool. First is shearing, second is scouring. Yes, tell me all the steps. First is shearing, second is scouring. Can you tell me the third step? Yes, third step is sorting. Fourth step, tell me the name of fourth step. Fourth step is burr separation. Fifth step is dyeing. And tell me the last step is spinning. Yes, these are the 6 steps. So let's revise once again. Processing of wool. First step is shearing. Shearing means removing the hair with dead skin. Yes, shearing means removing the hair with dead skin. So the fleece of hair, the fleece or you can call them hair of the sheep is removed from body along with a thin layer of dead skin by using machine. Yes, and the process of removal of fleece from animal is known as shearing. Next step is scouring. Scouring means washing and drying the sheared skin with hair. So scouring means washing and drying the sheared skin with hair. So the sheared skin with hair is washed in tank. The sheared skin is washed with hair in tank. Why do we wash the sheared skin with hair? To remove grease, dust and dirt. Yes, to remove grease, dust and dirt, we wash the skin with hair in tank. So the sheared skin with hair is washed in tank to remove grease, dust and dirt, and the process of washing and sheared wool in hot water followed by drying is called scouring. Yes, so the process of washing and sheared wool in hot water followed by drying is called scouring. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Next step is sorting. Third number step is sorting. First step is shearing. Shearing means we remove hair with dead skin, with skin. Second is scouring, means we wash and dry the sheared skin with hair. Third is sorting. Now we separate their hair, because we get different kind of hair. We get soft hair, we get coarse hair, different kind of hair we get. So we need to separate them. So the hairy skin is sent to factory where hairs of different texture are separated. Yes. So rarer पालने वाले, rarer, what do? They after washing it, they send it to factory. So in a factory they separate hairs of different texture. Yes, the process of separating hairs of different texture from the fleece is called sorting. Fourth step is burr separation. Burr, what is the meaning of burr? The fluffy fiber, the small fluffy hair, the small fluffy fleece, the small fluffy burr are called fibers are called burr. So first, then we do separation of burr. So the small fluffy fibers are called burr, separated from the hair and again washed and dried. Yes, they again washed and dried. Next step is dyeing, then we do color. So the natural hair of sheep is found in white, black and brown color. Yes, the original color of fleece of sheep is either white, brown or black. So the raw fibers are dyed in different color. Last step is spinning. Spinning is a process of combining and rolling into yarn to make fabric. Yes. So the raw fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. They are then spun into woven into fabric. Okay. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, next step is cutting of wool. But before we start cutting of wool, explain me the meaning of shearing. What do you mean by shearing? Shearing means removal of fleece from the animal. Yes, the process of removal of the fleece from animal. Yes, so we remove the fleece with their dead skin of an animal is known as shearing. So shearing means cutting. So how to do shearing? Shearing is done using machine. So which machine do we use for shearing? For shearing we use cutter. Yes. So we cut the hair of different length, different size using comb. We cut their hair. So which machine do we use? We use cutter and comb. Comb is kept at the top of cutter to cut the hair of different length and size. And people rarer also use big scissor to cut the hair. Yes, but cutter is the best option because by cutter we can easily cut their hair. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Kids, first of all, tell me, what do you mean by spinning? What do you understand by this word spinning? Yes. What do you understand by this word spinning? Yes. Spinning is the process of making yarn by combining and rolling to convert into fabric. Yes. So we get different kind of yarn by spinning process. We get different kind of yarn. Yes, we get two type of yarn by spinning process. You can see long yarn and shorter yarn. Okay, so the long yarn threads are usually knitted to make sweater, mufflers, caps and socks. Yes, what is the use of long yarn? Long yarns, we make different kind of clothes using long yarn. Which clothes? We knit them to make sweater, to make mufflers, to make capes and socks. And shorter yarn threads are woven into fabrics. Yes, shorter yarn threads are woven into fabric. Okay, we make clothes. Okay, I hope you understood. Please write down. I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, there are two type of yarn. Yes, there are two type of yarn. We get yarn by spinning process. And what is spinning? The raw fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. then they are spun in and woven into fabric. This is spinning process. And two types of yarn, first is your long yarn, second is shorter yarn. And long yarn threads are usually knitted to make sweater, muffler, caps and socks. And the shorter yarn threads are woven into fabric. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as you can see in the picture, wool and yarn, wool on left side, yarn on right side. Yes, so we use wool and their yarn to make different things. Yes, you can see on the screen you can see we make different things. Long yarn are used to make sweater, muffler, caps, socks. Shorter yarn threads are woven into fabrics. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's see some uses of wool. We know that we get wool from different animals. Yes, wool is obtained from sheep, goat, yak, camel, llama, alpaca. Yes, we get wool from sheep, goat, yak, camel, llama, alpaca. Yes, and we use the fleece of sheep, fleece of goat, fleece of camel, fleece of rabbit. And these animals have thick coat of hair. These animals have thick layer of hair on their body which trap the air, and air is a poor conductor of heat. And because of thick layer, this thick layer protect their body, warm their body. Okay, and we know that there are different fleece and wool bearing animals. What is the meaning of fleece? The fine soft under hair of animals like sheep and goat. The fine soft under hair of animals like sheep and goat. So we know that many breeds of sheep are found in India. Yes, we know that many breeds of sheep found in India. Sheep give us milk, meat. Mainly we rear them to get wool. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goat, and Pashmina wool is obtained from Pashmina goat. You can call Kashmiri goat. Alpaca and llama found in South America. Yes, am I right? So the wool that we get from all these animals, is very useful. Wool is used for making warm clothes such as sweater, cape, shawl, gloves and blanket, etc. Yes, so these are the uses of wool. Wool is used for making warm clothes. Yes, wool is used for making warm clothes. Wool is used for making sweaters. Wool is used for making cap. Wool is used for making shawl. Wool is used for making gloves. Wool is used for making blanket. And wool is also used for making carpet and upholstery. Yes. What is the meaning of upholstery? Upholstery means furnishing, decor. Okay. So these are the uses. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. Uses of wool. Wool is used for making warm clothes such as sweater, cape, shawl, gloves, blanket. Wool is also used making carpets and upholstery. Okay. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now let's study about silk. Silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of silkworm. Yes, cocoon is the what is cocoon? Cocoon is the young form of silkworm. Yes, silkworm is also known as silk moth. I will show you the picture of silk moth. Okay, so silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of silkworm. Cocoon is the young form of silkworm, and the silk moth means silkworm leaves on the leaves of mulberry plant, mulberry shahtut. So the silk moth lives on the leaves of mulberry plants. Yes, where does silkworm live? It lives on mulberry plant. Why? Why does silkworm lives on mulberry plant? Because it eat mulberry plants leaves. Okay. Now types of silk. Types of silk. And there are different types of silk. Yes. Different type of silkworm produce different type of silk in terms of luster and texture. Yes. Because there are different species of silkworm. There are different species of silkworm. That's why it produce different types of silk. In terms of luster and texture means the silk that we get, it may be luster, it may be different in texture. The silk that we get, it may be luster, it may be different in texture. What is the meaning of luster? Luster means shining. It means that silk that we get, it may be shining or not. Texture means how does it appear when we touch it, means it is soft or not. Okay, so silk may be soft or coarse. Okay, for example, you can see different kind of silk: tasar silk, muga silk, kosa silk, tasar silk, muga silk, kosa silk. They are produced by different types of silk moth, and mulberry silk is the most common silk moth. Yes, mulberry silk is the most common silk moth. Okay. Next topic is sericulture. What is the meaning of sericulture? The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. What is sericulture? The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Sericulture means rearing of silkworm. Yes, silkworm ko palna. So the rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay kids, I hope you understood. So we get silk from cocoon. Cocoon is the young age of silkworm. Okay, and silk moth, or you can also call silkworm, lives on the leaves of mulberry plants because it eat leaves of mulberry plants. There are different type of silk: tasar silk, muga silk, kosa silk. Yes, different types of silkworm produce different types of silk. Yes, and mulberry silk is the most common silk moth. And what is the meaning of sericulture? Check out the spelling of sericulture: sericulture. So sericulture, the rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk, is called sericulture. Okay, now let me show you the picture of silkworm. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as you can see the picture of silkworm. Silkworm is also known as silk moth. You can see the male silkworm and female silkworm, or you can call them butterfly. Okay, they are okay. So silkworm, or you can call them silk moth. So you can see on this screen male silkworm and female silkworm. Check the picture, look the picture, look their picture and tell me what is the difference between male silk moth and female silk moth. What is the difference? I am giving you 5 seconds. Okay kids, you can easily guess the difference. Male silkworm, male silk moth. Male silk moth is small in size, while female silk moth is large in size. Okay, so silk, we get different type of silk: tasar silk, muga silk, kosa silk, mulberry silk. Okay, now let's talk about the history of silk. Let's move on the next point. Okay, it's history of silk. So as you can see on the screen, silk was discovered in China. Point number one. Where did silk discover? Where did silk discover? Silk discovered in China. Yes. And when before Christ, around 3500 BC. 3500 BC. So silk became a prized possession because of its fine quality and luster. Yes, because of its fine quality and luster. Yes. So silk was discovered in China around 3500 BC, and it became a prized possession because of its fine quality and luster. Yes. So, and China was very actually a secret. China kept it secret for many years. China kept it secret for many years because they did not want to tell anyone else about the silk, because it is very luster and it has very fine quality. So, next point, originally it was used by emperor only. Yes, actually it was used by emperor only. It was through trade that silk spread to the other part of the world. Then the people, the king decided to trade it, to sell it in other country. Over a period of time, silk was a staple item of a trade during ancient time. Yes. And due to this, the ancient trade route which linked China to other part of the world are called Silk Route. Then slowly it spread in all the world, and in ancient trade route from China, because the route of trading began from China, that's why that route is known as Silk Route. The ancient trade route which link China to other parts of the world are called Silk Route. Okay, as per historians, according to historians, silk was produced in India also. Yes, it is said that silk was produced in India also, because we got some proof of use of silk during the Indus Valley civilization. Yes, Indus Valley civilization. During this civilization, we found some proof. So, proof of use of silk during the Indus Valley civilization has also been found. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. Silk was discovered in China around 3500 BC, and then it has become the prized possession because of its fine quality and luster. Yes, people started to wearing silk clothes because they found it very good, and it become a symbol of descent. It become prized possession. Silk became a prized possession, means it has become a symbol of descent. And as per historians, silk was produced in India also. Proof of use of silk found in Indus Valley civilization. And originally silk was used by emperor only. Yes. Then it was through trade the silk spread the other part of the world. Okay. Now kids, let's move on the last point. It's time to ask question from you. Explain the processing of wool. Explain the processing of wool. I already explained in previous class, but I again explain in this class. Processing of wool. So we know that there are 6 steps of processing of wool: shearing, scouring, sorting, burr separation, dyeing, spinning. Yes, shearing means the process of removal of fleece from animal is called shearing. What is scouring? The process of washing the sheared wool in hot water followed by drying is called scouring. And Sorting, what is sorting? The process of separating hair of different texture from the fleece is called sorting. And burr separation, what is burr? This small fluffy burr, this small fluffy fibers are called burr, are separated from the hair and again washed and dried. Then dyeing means raw fibers are dyed in different color because the natural fiber of sheep is found in white, brown and black color. Spinning means the process of getting yarn by combining and rolling to make fabric. Okay. Next question. Question number 2. Write a short note on silk. Write a short note on silk. Yes, we know that silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of silkworm. The silkworm is also known as silk moth. The silk moth lives on the leaves of mulberry plants. There are different type of silk: tassar silk, muga silk, kosa silk, mulberry silk. Different type of silkworm produce different type of silk. The rearing of silkworm is obtained. What is the meaning of sericulture? What is the meaning of sericulture? Sericulture means the rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Question number 3. Write the history of silk. Write the history of silk. So, silk was discovered in China around 3500 BC. Silk became a prized possession because of its fine quality and luster. Prized possession means it has become the symbol of descent. Yes. Originally, it was used by emperor. It was through trade that silk spread to other part of world. As per historians, silk was produced in India also. Proof of use of silk during the Indus Valley civilization has also been found. And question number 4, write any 2 uses of wool. Yes, use number 1. Use number 1. Wool is also used for making warm clothes such as sweater, cape, shawl, gloves and blanket. Use number 2. Wool is also used in making carpets and upholstery. Okay. I hope you understood. The remaining topic we will study next class. Till then, bye bye.